Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Tony T. It's time for a WNBA 3-pack on a Saturday from Ramon Scott. You'll find his print plays over at Tony'sPicks.com, where he's been on a tear last 30 days, last 7 days, over 1,000 units of profit. Let's bring Ramon in right now. Ramon, what's happening?
Yeah, Tony, going to preview three on the docket here for Saturday in the WNBA after games on Friday night. We saw the Fever win pretty impressively, and we saw the Aces with a big victory as well over a previously one-loss Connecticut team.
Absolutely. And here we go with the three games here. And we'll start with the ESPN game at noon Eastern time as they play two. They're in Sparks. These teams meet twice here last few days here. Sparks at the Liberty. Liberty here laying 15.5. The total coming at 167.5.
Right, so note these start times today, folks. We're gonna got a couple of early ones here. We'll take a look at this one with the Sparks and the Liberty. Here, you mentioned it, Tony. Yeah, they're playing two games here in just a span of a couple of nights. It was 93 to 80 here a couple of nights ago. LA did cover in that one, actually, Tony. Interestingly enough, and you got kind of the same spread running it back right here with pretty much the same number. In fact, it's kind of gone up here a little bit, a couple of points actually, getting towards 14, 15. You see there on the screen. So LA, a 5-game losing streak. They're on this long road trip right now, Tony. 6th game of a 7-game trip. We've been documenting it here a little bit. They've been, somewhat competitive, certainly in a few, but again, they might actually get enough here if you look at the way this series history has gone, Tony. Interestingly, the Sparks have covered 5 straight meetings between the two teams, even though the Liberty have won 6 straight in the series. Of course, they were all as dogs, a couple of them in this similar fashion with the big numbers. So LA, though, missing Lexi Brown right now. New York will be, looks like, questionable here. Vandersloot and Laney. They've won 9 of 10. They're second best team in the league. It's a lot of points here. I just think that LA, without Brink now, New York certainly can move up and down the court. That's the way they like to do it. And the series has gone 6 of the last 7 meetings over here, Tony. So I just figure LA is likely to give up big points here to Stewart, to Jones, and Ionescu had her best performance. She's been really of a dark horse here, maybe for an MVP candidate, actually. I know there's some great candidates. I'm just telling you, Ionescu's numbers here of late are really lighting it up. I'm going to go over 167.5 here with the Sparks and the Liberty on Saturday.
Ramon Scott, click the link below for his best bets. Sparks and Liberty to go over a total of 167.5. All right, guys, sure use that promo code TONY at checkout. You'll save 20% off all Ramon's best bets. All right, let's continue here on this WNBA card here as we continue on with the next game on the board. Wings at Mystics here. We see the Wings 2.5 on the road, total 160.5.
Yeah, well, we got to cover them all, Tony. That's what I promised we'd do here all season long. So we're gonna take a look at this one with the 2 worst teams in the league, pretty much record-wise right now, combined 5-24 are the Mystics and the Wings. But it is a little bit of a tale of 2 directions right now. Dallas, they really are having some personnel issues here. They're on this road trip, Tony. They only had 8 available last game. They might have 9 here, but they're going to be missing, it looks like, 3 for sure in this one. Agumbawale has been able to step up. She is listed on the injury report, actually, with that Achilles issue. Man, and she's playing a lot of minutes and doing her best. But, man, Dallas just having big-time issues here right now with 9 straight losses, including an 11-point loss to Chicago on Tuesday, 83-72. These teams, just like the 2 we just talked about, they're going to meet again here on Sunday. I don't know what affect them. I know these, obviously they just want to get a win, but Dallas, Tony, for their 3-11 record, they're 1-7 against the spread in their last 8. Meanwhile, Washington, with their 2-13 straight up record, they've won 2 of their last 3 and covered the spread in 4 of their last 5, grabbing a couple of points. I think Washington probably wins this game. Let's take the Mystics against the short-handed Wings. Let's just call it like it is.
All right, Ramon Scott, click the link below for his premium picks, Wings and Mystics. The picker will be the Mystics here, plus 2.5. All right, guys, choose that promo code Tony T at checkout. You'll save 20% off all of Ramon's premium pick packages. Let's continue on as we get ready here for the third game from this three-pack here from the WNBA. Mercury at the Lynx. We see the Lynx 5.5, total 164.
Yeah, third meeting here now. They've already had, a pretty important game that was a factor, in the Commissioner's Cup standings, but still here, Minnesota looking great still. They've won 5 straight currently after a 68-55 win over Atlanta on Wednesday, holding their opponent to a season low 55 points. Their loss, ironically, was to this Phoenix team back on June 7th. Phoenix won 81-80 as a 4.5-point home underdog. Minnesota won here at home 95-70 back on May 31st. So I just think Phoenix right now, after the win over the Liberty, Tony, 99-93 last Tuesday, having to turn around a little bit here on a road for a day game, I'm going to end up laying the points here. Minnesota is 8-1 straight up at home. Phoenix 2-5 straight up on the road. No doubt Phoenix has made big time strides, and I think they are, someone to contend with here. Looks like they're going to move kind of, be a playoff contender for sure moving forward, with how they've gotten back into it after, getting all the players back and into the lineup, and they've gotten into form here. So they've looked fine, but I am going to have to roll with the Lynx here to cover 5.5 points. I think they opened like 4.5. So I think pretty sharp play here. Minnesota Lynx at home, lay the points against the Mercury.
All right, well, Scott here. Click the link below for his best bets, Mercury and Lynx. The picker will be Lynx minus the 5.5. All right, we got you through this three-pack from the WNBA for Saturday. Now it's time to turn our attention over to TonySpeaks.com here for the Saturday card. You can see Ramon has been on a tear here the last 7 days, 1,086 units of profit. All documented over at TonySpeaks.com. All the major sports up there. Here, as you can, it will be in the green here at MLB, soccer, NHL, it's still in action, as well as UFC. We do have a 15-game card from Major League Baseball, 3 from the W. We also have a UFC card from Saudi early starts, MLS domestic. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
You stole all my lines there, Tony. All those. I feel like we're going to have a little bit of everything here on a hot, lazy summer Saturday in June. We'll play all those, Tony. But first and foremost, want to mention, if you're watching this, you might be, if you're trying to catch this WNBA information, given the times, you might know the start times being early. Here, there's also an early UFC card, and you see it there. I've got a 5-pack up there. May add another. One of them is in Bellator, Tony. Only could get 4 premiums from that Saudi Arabia card. They did have had some moving parts. I don't want to give out anything too big favorites here. We're trying to keep it, the toughest bouts. I try to pick the toughest bouts that people are looking for a little bit of that edge here. We can't just always roll with the big favorites. Yeah, there are going to be some here, as always, on the UFC card, but I'm trying to give you the best plays, and I've got 4 in the UFC, 1 in Bellator, and may add more, but that 5-pack's ready right now. You might be seeing this. You'll be able to get that still. It's kind of our featured package here on Saturday. We're also going to look long and hard at that Major League Soccer card Tony mentioned. It's MLS Soccer Saturday, as they like to say, and it's a huge card, definitely going to be in action. I would imagine I might get a 5-pack the way we've been handicapping the MLS right now. I know there's some other great action around the world, but we have our domestic league here in full effect here right smack dab in the middle of the season for sure. So I'll be looking at that card and that big baseball card as well. A Saturday card, Tony. Love Saturday afternoon, that 4 o'clock window, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific window, and then the late games as well. Always great baseball on a Saturday in June. So join me over at TonySpicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine here on Saturday. I'll also have probably 2 sports-specific packages, or probably 1 early, 1 late, the way it looks like here. And, of course, I'll keep that mixed martial arts. They're probably separate. I know the fans are pretty specific on if they are a purchaser of those MMA packages, and we've had some pretty good results. Check out the handicapper leaderboards, and then get on board with me here on Saturday in mixed martial arts as well. And you mentioned all those sports, Tony, and yeah, I'll look at these WNBA games. I feel like that Washington game actually was I just felt like it was a crummy game. I don't know if I want to do a premium. I think Mystic's going to take that one, but I think we'll roll with at least a one or two premiums here in the WNBA. Going to look to get things rolling again back the way I need them in the W. So join me over at Tony'sPicks.com.
That's right, guys. You got Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. You see the great results from Ramon. Nearly 1,100 units of profit the last 7 days. It's all documented. Click the link in the description and get on board with Ramon with his premium plays. You can see there he's got the multi-packs, the weekend passes for the 3 days. Of course, keep an eye on those one-day packs up there. The one-day passes, the best bets in one-day multi-packs are profit guaranteed. Again, they must earn a profit, or the amount you purchase will be credited back to your account for side credits. That is profit guarantee. Remember, whatever you choose, promo code Tony at checkout will save you that 20% off. Find Ramon's page. Just find the link in the description. Land here and get signed up. Ramon also hosts the morning steam here live on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. It gives you a pick from every game from the major board, as well as peripheral plays. It's chat-driven, so we invite the chat to chime in with their picks and their suggestions. For Ramon, I'm Tony T. We'll talk later.